It's not. Why is this not working? Morning, traders. Music not working. Hey guys. How are we? Just getting everything set up here. Just trying to get some music playing because it's not working. And the vibes aren't there without the music in the background. No, they're still fine. Just give us a couple of minutes. We'll get it rolling. Morning. Where are you coming from? Where are you watching? Let me know. Yo, what's up? Zoaski. My G. Come on. All right. Just give it a couple of minutes. I'm going to do what we usually do. Do what we does. Just conscious actually of this light. One sec, guys. Let me just... Oh, snap. Thank you for sunshine. Thank you for rain. Oh, there we go. We're like 30. Let's start. There we go. My G's the plug. Hey. I'm going to switch up with my... This is my favorite one. There we go. Morning, guys. We're alive. Neon Spark, how are you doing, brother? Peter, yes. My loyalist. Mohammed, good morning, sir. How are we doing? How are we doing, my G's? Let's turn this down a little bit. How's your weekend, traders? What did you get up to? Did you get up to anything outside of the charts? Please tell me you did. Please tell me you gave yourself a little bit of a break. I'm just going to share my screen. Just bringing up my terminal as well, because I took a trade this morning. Oh, man. I missed gold longs. I was watching it last night. I'll share it in a moment. I missed gold longs last night because obviously I had to sleep. I was planning on not sleeping, but I mean, that would have been a bad idea. One sec, let me just pull up my MetaTrader and then let's talk about everything. And then what I've taken this morning. Then there are some plays for today. Okay, we're going to get on the plays for today, but you have to be patient with me. You know what I have to do, right? We have to build out the whole environment of what we're trading and why. Okay, share screen. That's enough of you looking at my big fat head, hey? Actually, people say I've got a pea head. My lady says I've got a pea head. It's not very nice, is it? My head's small. Give me a complex. All right, just pulled up this whole entire screen. So, all right. Okay. You'll see we're in silver longs, which we'll talk about in a moment. Okay, I've got this running across all my accounts at the moment, but we'll get onto why we're in the silver longs. Firstly, let's paint the picture because this is really, really important that we understand the environment that we're trading in. All right. I'm going to start off with the dollar. Okay. Sorry, excuse me. Let's start off with the news. First things first. This is still going on. Okay, US and Iran still happening. Iran entering war, entering the end game. Bessent says he's set to unveil economic D-Day sanctions. So they expect to unveil a whole load of sanctions around Iran. And basically what they're looking to do in a nutshell is to stop everybody else. You know, like how Iran, obviously, they're still reliant on other trading partners. They're basically going to stop everybody else or discourage everybody else from doing any business with Iran in some sense, right? They're going to really try and cripple them, put economic pressure on them, which is obviously uncertainty. Now, as you guys know, we still got the whole, one sec, once this loads up, we still got the whole freaking supply threats to oil. Trump's D-Day arrives as Tehran threatens earthquake-like retaliation. So yeah, apparently it's expected to announce it today in terms of these sanctions. Now, just note that Iran over the weekend as well, it'll probably be somewhere in this article, but Iran said they're going to attack various US companies across the Middle East. It's something that they touched upon before, but there's a lot more that they could do. So they said they're going to attack various US companies that are based across the Middle East. I don't know how much damage that will cause, but it'll definitely spark more fighting, obviously. So Trump's going in with economic warfare. So there's no sign, in a nutshell, just put this in a nutshell for you, there's no sign of US, the supply coming back into play. Okay, the supply is very much closed, right? On the Iranian side and that side of things. So that's supportive of oil strength. Mohammed, when Joel comes on, because Joel is your best man. Joel studies, I mean, Joel's like the product man when it comes to every E8 product. So when he comes on, I'll get him to cover this in detail for you, okay? So yeah, let me carry on. So we've got that uncertainty. If you look here on trading economics, as I said to you guys before, have a look at trading economics when you're looking through your news. Once it decides to load here. I got my internet sorted, by the way, but this is just a case of now my computer dying of it is being slow. Here we go. So gold. Now, if you look on tradingeconomics.com, if you head over to commodity/gold, it's given an exact nice summary of how Ken's thinking anyway, right? So gold's currently up today. We're up 0.8%. We're extended last week's gains, reaching the highest level since mid-May as concerns over US debt management and fiscal sustainability persisted, following the Treasury's unexpected ramp up in long-dated debt buyback. So we spoke about this before last week. So what the issue is at the moment is, obviously we've had yields in the United States rising. You know, when you look at yields are rising, if yields are rising, it's obviously seen as a good thing in some sense, usually because investors are going to get more return. But the issue is right now it's rising for the wrong reasons. It's rising because people are worried around the US economy. So they're demanding more return, more yield for that investment. Does that make sense? So that's why yields are rising right now. And it's not having a positive effect on the dollar because it's for the wrong reasons. So we've got this going on right now. There's a lot of uncertainty there with US debt. And you've got to remember as well, you know, when yields are rising, that means US companies, that means US are paying more interest as well. So it's a bit of a two-sided coin, you know, where we've got one side is, okay, investors earn more yield, but the other side is more interest is having to be paid back. Okay, US has to pay back more interest. Do you understand? So it's a debt worries, slowdown economically, and inflation. So stagflation. Now this week, if you look on the calendar, okay, this week is an extremely big week, and I'm going to explain why. Let me just pull this up here. So effectively, we've got some key US data, but then we've got Kevin Walsh speaking again. Now, I think Kevin Walsh is going to completely and utterly fold over. What do I mean by that? Bend over. Before we get on to Kevin Walsh, we've got the Fed's preferred measurement of inflation. EPL is so back. Yeah, boy, Zoski. You already know. 3-0 to the Gunners. Come on. Core measurement of inflation. You know, usually, see this. Usually this would be seen as a dollar positive because markets be like, yeah, they're going to raise rates. But on Wednesday, if this number comes out higher, expect dollar to see the reverse reaction. Expect dollar to come under pressure because it's like the Fed's hand are tied. Do you understand? It means more inflation and low growth. Let's keep an eye on the prelim GDP as well. 1.5% expected. Obviously, we've seen a slowdown in US growth. When you look at the last couple of quarters, we're slowing down. And understandably, we've seen that in other numbers as well. Consumer wages are coming down. Consumer spending is coming down. Less jobs being added to the economy. Consumer sentiment is down. There's a lot of negativity around the US consumer right now. So this could see a breakout of the dollar this week to the downside. And then we've got Kevin Walsh, who my man's got to now deal with more uncertainty. Okay, even more uncertainty. So expect this guy. The key here, I'm going to go over it. I'll do a whole stream dedicated to this. Okay, well, not a whole stream, but I'll do a whole segment dedicated to this. But it's effectively, I'm looking out for him talking about signs of stagflation, and we'll have to read between the lines. That would mean dollar downside, okay? One last piece of news that I want to note: US and Canada. So Trump announced 50% on US tariffs on Canada, and then Canada obviously saying they're going to match that dollar for dollar. So there's a trade war going on, but no one's really focused on it at the moment. But there is a trade war going on with US and Canada, which creates, that's just, if anything, that's more uncertainty for the US dollar as well, because the US dollar is just, now investors are just looking more and more excuses to be like, US is super risky right now. So they've got this trade war shit going on. They got a freaking US and Iran, which is incredibly huge. So there's so much uncertainty. Okay, let's go over to dollar. Ken, do you use that yellow folder data? Zoeski, I don't really, I mean, I'll look at it sometimes just to get an like just to build a further case of my bias. So like, yeah, durable goods, I'm not really interested in. Personal income, personal spending, definitely interested in. So I'll look at these as well, because, it'll just fit with, right now where we've got this situation that growth is slowing down in the United States. We've had retail sales contracting recently. We've had consumer sentiment down. We've had bad jobs numbers. So if I see personal income coming down, right? Remember we saw wages at the NFP coming down. If I see personal income coming down, if I see personal spending coming down, do you see how that feeds into my helicopter view? Well, helicopters up here. I'll be like, whoa, okay, there really is a slowdown on the consumer side of things. If there's a slowdown on the consumer side of things, that means obviously economic output's going to be lower. That means we definitely have stagflation, okay, especially if we see prices, inflation remaining sticky. Does that make sense? So in that case, when it helps feed into my overall narrative, my overall macro regime, I look at it. But like in other times when we've not got this slowdown and things are booming, and if things are booming and these figures, for example, are a little bit softer, it won't really play a part. But where everything is like US, look for signs of further slowdown, this is the time that I'd watch it. I'm surprised that's in yellow, to be fair. I would be putting it, I think Forex Factory, these guys aren't with it. I'd put this in at least orange, that's for sure, especially right now. So yeah, man. So if we go to the dollar, so that's all the major news right now. Let's be aware of what happened today with US and Iran. So you remember I just said there, let's keep an eye today what happens. Because obviously if Trump announced this, I don't know when the announcement is today, but keep in mind that if he announced this, say the morning US time, 9 Eastern, 10 Eastern, or whatever, even in the afternoon, keep an eye on overnight what US and Iran, what Iran do. Because if we see US and Iran fighting, game over, like Iran retaliating, game over. I mean, game over for dollar. Usually that would be bullish for the dollar. But remember, the inflation trade is not helping the dollar because we're seeing economic slowdowns. All right, should we now get on to the sentiment today? I think we're going to very much see a continuation of last week where it's let's avoid dollar. Let's not back dollar. I think that's what markets are running with right now. So anything outside of dollar, i.e. euros, GBPs, basically just dollar weakness. Stocks I think stocks is a bit of a sensitive one, really. I see stocks as vulnerable because remember, stocks is caught. Any US asset is basically vulnerable because of the stagflation situation. But it's all about gold. It's all about silver, in my opinion. And it's all about dollar downside. Okay. I don't see the dollar escaping this downside regime right now. I think there's a lot more room to come into play. Okay. Morning, Jana. Yeah. Well, let's see. Okay, let's see if we can get enough going on in terms of people coming into the stream, people watching, hitting up that like button. I'll see where we're at when Joel joins shortly, and we could talk about it. Okay, we could talk about it. Let's have a banging week. Damn right. Let's have a solid week, traders. I had a really, really good week last week. Not the best week obviously that I've had, but it was a very good week because I understood. And we understood, right? We had our finger on the pulse. All week I gave you these sleep. It's funny, these streams are slept on, but we were all over this, and explaining why. So let's talk about what we're expecting today, right? Firstly, I'm going to start off with the dollar, okay? Because when you look at the dollar, look at that candlestick last week, crazy. And do you remember that stream? I was saying death of dollar. Well, it happened on that day. So big dollar downside there. We broke out that key range when you look on the daily. By the way, sorry, that's a bearish weekly candle here. You can see we're sitting at weekly support around sort of 99s-ish. It's not the strongest of support, but it's a bit of weekly support there. What we did do is we took out these stops of this range, stops triggered to the downside there. We got a bit of pullback in towards sort of 99s. Much love, Jenna. Yeah, of course, man. We've got morning, Masquerade. Good morning, sir. Big retest coming into play right now into 99s. If we go on the 4 hour, we can see price action is consolidating. We're in a bit of a range. See here, range. Now, what we're looking out for, what I would love to see, okay, is obviously rejections of where we're at. I would love to see a sweep, sweep. And then obviously, what's going to happen with Euro as well, which we're going to get onto. But rejections, carry on, and then dump in towards 98s. Okay, can you see? So let's see what that means for Euro. Okay. Euro, you can see, obviously, is an incredible week last week. Now, let's really just go over something a minute. This is nothing to do with Euro fundamentals. Okay, this is all about dollar fundamentals. I love you too, man. I love you too. Good morning. Someone said, Zoeski, our bias on Dixie is very one-sided, but I'm kind of struggling to choose between an asset of GU and EU and GU. Any thoughts, Ken? So GU and EU move very similarly. GU can move more aggressively. Euro can move a little bit more steady. I would say that if you're trying to look at Dixie and then look at euro dollar, I would say if you're trying to look at Dixie first of all, which you should be, I would say go over to euro first, trade euro first. The reason being is euro is a little bit more steady. It is the most liquid pair still to this day. It has been for many, many years. It's where the volume's at. It has the deepest liquidity, euro dollar. So trade euro dollar because it's a little bit more cleaner. Once you conquer euro dollar, maybe you can look at GP dollar, but there's no point. You don't need to trade euro dollar and GP dollar. The only time you trade euro dollar and GP dollar is if, for example, we've got, when we start getting different fundamentals going on, like when we've got, for example, more bullish fundamentals in the pound, for example, or more bullish fundamentals in the euro, and you've got more divergence between the euro or GP versus the dollar, if that makes sense. So, but for now, I'd say really stick to euro dollar. GP dollar's a little bit, can be a little bit more aggressive. But yeah, I mean, for me as well, like wherever the setup comes, you see like how last week I had those GU longs on the Asian range breakout retest that appeared there. So if I don't get my opportunity on euro, I'll go to GBP dollar. Morning, Balaji Trades. Good morning, sir. How are you this beautiful Monday morning? Guys, can I just say something quickly before we get onto this setup for euro today? We've all woken up alive. We've had our first major win of the day. Wow. Guys, we've had our first win of the day. We're alive. We get to wake up. There's some people that unfortunately don't get to wake up today, but we've woken up, so we're already winning, man. So we've had our first win of the day. We've had our first win of the week. Ha! Ha! That's why when people always say to me, Ken, like, why have you got so much energy? Like, why are you crazy? I'm not crazy, man. I'm just like grateful that I'm alive. Whatever, like when life ever throws me curveballs, and it happens a lot. Life throws me curveballs, especially, when you've got a lot of responsibilities and you're a dad and so on and so forth. Life will throw you freaking curveballs, even when you're not a dad or a parent, but it still does. And like, I know whenever these curveballs happens, things getting thrown at me, I'm like Neo. Like, give it that. No, but like whenever I run into any sort of curveball or setback, it's like, okay, that's cool. I'll have to work with this, right? But this is the way, God's way or the universe way, however you want to see it, whether you're religious or not. But this is the way of being tested ahead of my next growth period. Do you understand? So wherever I have it happens, I don't just lay down if it's bad enough. I just have to work with it, accept that this is my testing period because greatness is coming. Further greatness is coming. I was having a chat with my brother the other day, and I was just, because he was going through a bit of a period, and I was like, bro, do you know how many times I've been there where it's like, God's testing you, you're just going through this period right now and you're just being tested. Like your growth section is coming. Just don't worry, just run with it. do everything that you should be doing still. Don't just lie down on your back and be like, oh, I can't do this anymore. Don't lie on your back, because then that's when you just accept rain. And then like at that point, you're not in control of your own future anymore and your own destiny. You're just leaving it to fate. Do you know what I mean? If you do the right things during that period, you're cool. Anyway, I went off on one there. Mr. Yapper, as people call me. So if we go on the euro dollar on a weekly, as I said, incredibly bullish candlestick, I'd expect this wick to be filled to the upside. I'll be expecting us to run in towards 117s and beyond. When we go on the daily, this is good, okay? This is like consolidation behavior, fine. It's, if the macro regime hadn't changed, if it had changed, rather, I'd be like, okay, this is potential room for reversal, but I don't think we're going to be reversing. All I think is going to happen is that we're going to produce a higher low. So we're in premium territory right now. And we got a consolidation. Do you remember on the stream on Friday, I said I wanted to see this? If we could just go to the 30-minute for a moment. So where were we? On the stream on Friday, we were trading about here. And I said, look, watch for this sweep of liquidity, the Asian range low, and coming down to this area here. And we did. We bounced. But we didn't grab momentum because it's Friday. It's late. You see. So we saw what I wanted to see. Had this been, you know, London, New York, and it had not been Friday, it would have been a great trade. I think we would have just carried on to the upside. But what we're doing now is we're drawing, we're grabbing some liquidity down here, which is beautiful. So my play today is on the cards. We might get it on the stream. But I'm looking at longs today on this sweep. Okay, we've already got this bearish test here, the Asian range low. I'm looking for a sweep. Take out these lows for me. Just take out some of this liquidity. Grab and then head like this. But I'll be conservative. I'm not looking to, like the bulk of the position, profit will be taken at these highs here, 1710. And then I will leave a runner. This will be a swing trade for this week as well. For something like this, you know, heading on an hour, because that's our next major area of liquidity, right? Once we take out 1760, 18s. So the bulk of the position today, if I get this entry, profits will be taken at 117, these highs. And then there'll be a portion, 25% running as a swing-based position for 118. Okay, so that's what I would like to see today for Euro as a potential play. Damn right, gay deal. Gay deal, sorry. Joel said I pronounced it wrong. Gadiel or Gadiel, sorry. Gadiel's number 1, Gadiel's number 2. Can you just remind me, please, brother? I just don't want to get that wrong. I want to get the pronunciation correctly. Up and grateful. Damn right, Billy. Neon facts. I don't know. Is anyone looking out for this on Euros? Does anyone have a similar view? What are you looking out for? Let me know as well, and we'll break down what you're looking out for. I'm going to jump over to GBP until that time comes. So if we look at GBP, it's doing the same thing as Euro, really. It looks incredibly bullish. Obviously, we've got this key area of liquidity at 136.50. There aren't any fundamentals to be aware of for the pound this week. Okay, again, this is going to be all dollar driven. So if we break down this area of liquidity here that we've got, we'll keep an eye on 137. Okay, after 137, when you look here, I mean, there's no reason as to why we can't do something like that, 38.50. I mean, in the past here, we faltered at 137.50. It's basically every round number when you look at it. So we've got 36.50, we've got 37, we've got 37.50, and in 38.50, straight into 38.50. So it's all the round numbers in terms of the pathway for GBP dollar. Same with Euro, we're structured to the upside. We've got higher highs, higher lows. Okay, really nice structure, bam, 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 bam. But we've got this consolidation, which is good. I like this because this screams potential sweep is on the cards. Liquidity grab is on the cards. So if you look here, let me just... Same with Euro, basically. Okay, so we've got a range in itself here at the moment with GBP, right? I would love to see some grab liquidity down here. I don't think we're going to come all the way down to 36.20 though. Let me see on what's happening here. So we've had a bit of a sweep there. Had a bit of a sweep of the Asian range low. I'm just going to move this. Similar to Euro. Sorry, one sec. No, don't do that. I want it to come down and sweep firmly, but it might not. That's the thing. But at some point, we're going to break out this range and continue to the downside. But that would be my ideal entry, is that we sweep a bit more than that. That's probably validated as a sweep, though, to be fair. Yeah, no, I'd rather have seen us, same with Euro, I'd rather have seen us come down to this area. So I'm just talking out loud and thinking. Oh, one sec, guys. Yeah. Guys, if that doesn't happen in terms of grabbing this liquidity down here this low, I may look at the break retest of the Asian range high. Okay, let's just see what's going on the 4 hour. Yeah, it's just ugly price action. What I'd like to have seen is that we come down, we form a reversal candlestick below that liquidity, grab, and then carry on to the upside. Just a bit ugly price action right now. I'm going to observe. I don't like buy to the high of the range, and also E8 Pro allow swing. I don't really care how many long my trade taken. Oh, I'll wait for for premium discount form. Yeah, that makes sense. I hear you on that, to be fair. Makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense. Do you know where in your eyes you think the price is pulling back to? Let me know what you think. Yeah, I'm going to get over to oil now. I'll get over to oil. Let's take a look at oil. So take a look at oil. I'm looking for longs due to announcement later. I'm skeptical to not get in early. AP trades, welcome. Look, this is the long idea that I had. I didn't take obviously this trade, but I was looking at we marked this up as potential long idea, didn't we, on this sweep? I said, watch for this sweep, and then we had that push to the upside. But we obviously ran into area of resistance there. But yeah, I didn't take this long. But let's look at oil. Let's break this down. So, but you see how, look last week, obviously probably slowed down because it was Friday. But if you look last week, you see how we sort of respect the Asian range. Yeah, we have a sweep and then push to the high. So similar sort of things, what we're looking out for, well, what I look out for Euro. So if we go on a higher time frame, let's just break this down. Okay. Santana. Oh gosh, sorry. I thought your name was something. I actually thought your name was Satan, and I was like, I'm not reading that name. Thank goodness your name's Santana, not Satan. I've been like, get out of the stream. So when we look at oil price, obviously we'd broken out this pullback structure, big breakout, retest, and now we're set for some further potential buying pressure right now. If we go on a daily, just on a weekly moment, let me just quickly see. Yeah, so you see how we just closed that gap, this weekly gap here, we closed it. And then we've got a bit of a pullback here. It doesn't look encouraging. You know what's funny? No, it does look encouraging because we just got high highs, high lows. So we're just watching for discount and buying to come into play. It's just, I find it bizarre, really super bizarre that oil prices are not pushing as high as they should at this moment in time. Bear in mind, like the Strait of Hormuz is still shut. It's like next to zero activity going on, but somehow the freaking the price is holding up. You know, it's not completely and utterly ripping it through to the upside. Anyway, I guess let's just pay attention to structure here right now. It's very clean. Got higher highs, higher lows. Obviously, we had a push there to the upside. Look where we faltered, actually. This is interesting. Can you see here? There's this gap. Oil is super gappy because obviously all the geopolitical tensions. But can you see this gap here? That's where we've run into resistance at this gap area. So, but that's just given a reason to produce a higher low, right? So you can see where structure's moving right now. Nothing fundamentally has changed for oil right now. It's still all supportive of upside. We might want to take out that low there, this candle, and then re-push to the upside. Let's see what's going on in the 30-minute. Okay, again, this could make sense, okay? Because, as I said, we've been quite respectful of the Asian range liquidity. So what we could see here is, let me just clean this up a minute. This is obviously a bigger time frame zone, but what we could see is that draw of liquidity, sweep liquidity of the Asian range low, and then get that continuation to the upside. So I'm keeping an eye on that because that's higher low as well. So, you know, whenever I'm getting into trades, I like to understand where we're at in terms of structure, and we can see the structure would be suggesting potential high low for continuation to the upside. Yeah, but I would be very conscious of this gap area because obviously we're going to need to close that gap, and it will likely face a little bit of friction Yeah, a bit of resistance to try and close that gap. Pacalo, bearish. What are you bearish on? Ken, are you more of a fixed risk to reward guy or exit based on liquidity? That's a good question. I'm not fixed on risk to reward. The reason being is because a couple of reasons. One, I'm fixed on my risk, that's for sure. So I'm always thinking, number one, let me protect my capital and know how much I'm comfortable with risking. And the reason I'm not fixed on the reward aspect of things is because I am keeping in tune with this macro regime. So when I see the price entering into a very key area of liquidity, I like to see how the price responds there, typically speaking, before obviously committing to, you know, further upside or downside, whatever the case may be. So I like to see how the price responds to those key area of liquidities first. And obviously, if the macro regime is still there and it makes sense, I'll remain in that trade. But generally speaking, the key thing first is risk. Okay, what my risk is. The reward's obviously a bonus. I'm protecting capital first and what I'm comfortable risking. If that makes sense. Yeah, guys, please do. If you're coming into the stream, please do make sure you're smashing up that like button for us. And yeah, we might have a G word for you. Okay, look, come on, here we go. We could get this today. Are we going to start off the week strong? We can sweep this liquidity, get our continuation. That would be nice. Let's just see what the trade would look like, actually. So maybe like something like that. Once we form the reversal, say we form the reversal wick there, stops below, and then targets of here. Yeah, that would be ideal. That would be nice if we can get that today. Let's see. Let's see. I would love to see this. Yeah. Okay. Dollar Swiss. Yeah, you know, Dixie, obviously dollar Swiss, when you look at dollar Swiss, let's just pull this up. It's bearish, obviously. Okay, two reasons. One, obviously the dollar, I keep saying obviously, but one, the dollar downside, right? The dollar Swiss is basically the Dixie as well. You know, when you look at the price action of dollar Swiss and the Dixie, is if this is moving down, so if dollar I'll give up. I'm signing off. If Dixie's moving lower, this is moving lower. And you have to remember, right? Outside of dollar, if we're talking about safe havens, you have obviously Swiss franc. And Swiss franc's obviously, oh God, man, I need to stop saying obviously. Swiss franc is a safe haven, right? We have a lot of capital that flows to Switzerland. A lot of investment portfolios are built and structured in Switzerland. We have big gold vaults in Switzerland. And you don't have any political mess in Switzerland. Like, politics is stable. Geopolitics is stable. Switzerland don't get involved in that shit. And Switzerland's beautiful. I don't know if anyone's been to Switzerland, if any of you guys are from Switzerland, but I've been to, I can't remember where I've been. I know I've been to Geneva and I've been to, what's the one that begins with Z? Oh, I forgot. Yeah, anyway. So guys, got distracted. So if we go on a weekly, big rejections here, 81.85, 81.50. Thank you for this information. Never knew that. You're most welcome, sir. So we've obviously got this big area of supply here around 81 to 81.50. We've had a reversal candlestick, right? Big rejection there. It looks subject to further downside. If we go on the daily, now you know my man, Zurich. That's it, Marcus. Thank you for saying this. Zurich. Yeah, so that's where I've been as well. So price action's obviously topping out here on the daily. We've got somewhat of a bit of a top out pattern here, a bit of a head and shoulders. Can you have a look? Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Neckline area of liquidity being taken out here. Can you see? Boom. And then watch this retest. Okay, we're coming up for a potential retest there and look for rejections. And it's nice because it's at 80.50. Nice round number. Can you see that? And what's beautiful here as well is we're forming a bit of a pullback structure. So if you look, we was to be Mr. Pattern Man, call me Mr. Pattern Man. We do have a bit of a bearish what? Bit of a bearish flag, bit of a bearish channel here. So what we could do, grind our way up here, big rejection. It makes sense on a macro level. Why? Because people are pooing their pants around dollar. So we could get nice rejections and then, you know, carry on to the downside. If we look on the higher time frame, where's our next major area of liquidity? Sorry. Let's look from here to here. Looks like at, yeah, not far below really. At 79.50 I'll be looking at. So here. Okay, here. 79s. Okay. That'll be the next major area of liquidity for me. So that looks nice. So this actually presents decent risk to reward as well. If we were to get entries, if we get that rejection up here, close towards that neckline area of liquidity that was taken out, where all these orders were, maybe like here, stops. Even if you place stops above this high, I mean that if we're coming up here anyway, I mean I'd be like that trade's off the cards anyway. Oh no. Yeah, no, that would be dead. To be fair, but maybe this 1R, not great really. Oh, to be fair, if we get a bearish rejection here, that's just me being super conservative. But if we get a bearish rejection, break out of that structure, you can place stops, leaving a bit of breathing room above that bearish, you know, rejection in this liquidity area here. But anyway, my point is further downside for dollar Swiss. This is dollar Swiss. Forex price action is back. Yeah, it is, man. We went through this period where things were just choppy. And like, it's because we had two reasons. Let me give you the two key reasons. One, we had a lack of macro, right? That things like new macro. Now we've got, you see, there's a lot of new macro around the dollar. Two, it's the summer months, guys. It's the summer months. Remember, all the big boys are, you know, they're in Saint-Tropez, they're in Monaco, you know, they're in across Europe, chilling out, vibing, you know, their families, like volumes out. But guys, oh my goodness. Next week, is it next week? Next week is September. So like, you know, when you look at a lot of portfolios from July, like late June, July, August, I mean, not mine for August personally, but generally speaking, people's strategies tend to see a little bit drawdown there, or, you know, performance is not great. It's a bit hit and miss because obviously there's a lack of volume. Like we get choppy price action through the summer months. But you can see now, can you see how the breakout's happening later August, but we've had fresh macro, but September, expect some really, really nice moves in my opinion. Okay. So yeah, maybe something for gold. Yeah, man. Oh, do you know what? I've just been blabbering here. We haven't covered gold, have we? We haven't covered yet. Obviously, I've taken silver longs, okay, across my accounts, which I'll talk about because I missed the gold longs. Let's go over to gold. Okay, let's talk about it. Now, it's the same analysis, to be fair, as obviously last week we had our finger on the pulse with these gold moves. All right, what's Ken expecting? What's the roadmap this week for gold anyway? Okay, one sec. Let's have a little sip of the coffee. Okay. Obviously, we're largely structured to the upside. You guys know that. As I explained here, this was really, really nice. Little summary piece. Said to you guys before, you can check out tradingeconomics.com. They write really nice summary pieces. Sometimes, though, these guys are like a little bit, you know, late to the party. But generally speaking, if you want to know what's been going on of late, it's worth reading these little summary pieces. So you can see gold's reached its highest level since mid-May. Concerns over US debt management and fiscal sustainability persisted. So let me just explain this little line here. Now, US debt is rising. Okay, it's at record levels, very high levels of debt, which, remember, you know, when you've got high levels of debt, obviously interest has to be paid back on that money. It's not just free money, it's interest that has to be paid back. And yields are rising at the moment in the United States. So there's higher interest that needs to be paid back, right? And investors, because of this high debt, because of this slowdown in economic growth, people are demanding higher yields. Okay, with higher yields comes higher interest as well. So they're demanding higher yields because they're seeing it as more risky. And for fiscal sustainability, yeah, the finances of the US, it's all a mess right now. Okay, especially how much they spent on this war. It's in the very, very high billions. So then last week we had this unexpected ramp up in long dated. So the Treasury announced that they're going to repurchase government bonds. And markets, it's further just spooked markets because they're like, whoa, why are they buying bonds? Like, are we okay? Is the economy okay? Why are they now need to buy bonds? It's not directly quantitative easing, but it's somewhat a form of stimulus. So markets are like, shit, is the US economy in trouble here? So it just further creates uncertainty. Then obviously you've got all the geopolitical front. You've got Kevin Walsh to worry about on Friday. So yeah, man, gold just flying right now. Now, obviously, I came out of the bulk of my longs last week on Friday, you know, after this candle here. It was here I came out of this high pretty much of this candle. And then obviously we've carried on and ground to the upside. I was hoping to see, because obviously we took out a very key area of liquidity here. Here at our target region, which was 45.50. I was hoping to see a bit of a pullback there, because obviously we're in complete premium territory. But as I said, the next area of liquidity that we're going to be sucked into is 47.50. Okay, up here. 4 hour. Again, I'm just sort of talking out loud here because I missed my gold longs. I was watching it last night, actually, and I'm going to show you where. So yeah, 4 hour, again, we're in high phase right now. 1 hour, yeah, same sort of thing. We're in high. We're really respecting structures. You could probably put a pretty clean trend line here right now. Yeah. So we're just respecting this trend. We're respecting this structure. Look, from here to here, look. You get the point. It's valid. It's valid, DJ Khaled. On the 30-minute, this is where I was looking at longs yesterday, because you see how where is it? It was here. Sorry, one moment. Let's go. Yeah. So you know how we'd gapped higher at the open? See, obviously we've gapped to the upside, just a straight continuation. I was watching for that retest of this gap area here. Or I wanted to see, this is where I wanted to enter, because obviously this is where I wanted to enter, but obviously I had to go to sleep, and I didn't want to I don't like placing pending orders when I'm going to sleep. I like to see I like to be awake for when I'm executing, not just automatically executing, generally speaking. So yeah, this is where I wanted to enter, down here, and we've just had a continuation. So while we're respecting structure, where do I think the price is going to pull back to? I don't know. I'm guessing like what we're doing at this moment in time is every sort of high area that we run into area of resistance, we sort of break, retest it, and then carry on. So it's possible that we come down here, and obviously, albeit, you see how we have this like a bit of sweep of liquidity there. So we could see something like this again this morning. So I still think there's room to pull back. Come test this area, get a wick below, and then carry on for higher high. It would be nice to see a bit more of an exaggerated pullback, because that will just get me really happy, you know, for longs. Because, you know, whenever we have these pushes to the upside, let's just look left a minute and just have a look. Sometimes, you know, and this is what I like to see when we see these things here, these excessive liquidity grabs. That's when I'm encouraged to take longs, like here, because it moves a lot. You know, like higher high, right? And the higher low. Look. So from the high here, 4,880, see the drop? You know, it's like $100 drop. You know, it's funny, like, you know, during these moves as well, the amount of, you know, the accounts that blow, you know, people that are trading like Grid or Martingale or whatever, the amount of accounts that blow during these moves is hilarious. So yeah, I want to see something like I would be very encouraged to see something like that happen. The more exaggerated pullback. Again, here, look, always be aware of this. And this is where so many people panic. You know, they're like, gold rally's over. You know, look at that one. So yeah, like $100 pullback spooks people, but we need to see it. So that's why I'm a little bit skeptical at the moment about jumping in here. I would love to see enough of a pullback. Now, where would $100 take us from here? All the way back down towards here, which would make sense as well, coming close towards that key area of liquidity on the daily. Boom. Does anyone think we'll pull back that far? If we pull back that far, I'd get happy, because when we can long it here, it'd be like a key break and retest of this area, right? And then we drive to the upside. But yeah, anyway, that's my view on gold. I took silver longs. Maybe it's a little bit of a FOMO thing. But I've left a bit of breathing room on silver because I missed my... Do you know what, actually? I'm going to admit that this trade, obviously, that I've taken in silver, that was an element of FOMO in some sense, because obviously I missed those gold longs. It's not the best entry, but it's still like I've entered where, you know, where we've got this higher low at the moment on the 4 hour and looking for that continuation for higher high and would like to see, you know, something like that and continuation to the north. If silver flies, it's going to fly. When it flies, it's going to fly. I don't think it's a case of if, I think when. Okay. Next major area of liquidity, really, if silver is 88 as we head into $80. Do you think Kevin Walsh is going to be hawkish at the Jackson Hole? Definitely not. Far from. Far from. My man is not going to be hawkish. Okay. I think Kevin Walsh is going to be showing sign, basically saying how things are slowing down a little bit in the United States in terms of growth, in terms of the labor market, and there are still concerns about inflation. If he says that, if he says economic activity is slowing down and inflation is still high, expect dollar weakness. Because that's basically saying that there's stagflation. So a good time to sell before New York session. Personally, if I'm honest with you, I don't like, if you're talking about sell gold, I don't counter trend trade or like to counter trend trade anyway. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be jumping into sales personally, sells. Look, we've got a bit of a sweep here, but I was hoping, I would like to have seen taking out these lows a bit more. But yeah, I wouldn't be entering like this on this bearish 4 hour structure right now, in this bearish candlestick. 1 hour. Yeah, it's still like what we could do is see how we got this going on. We could dump a bit further. We could pull the way back to 1650 before we drive higher. So I'm not confident in taking these longs from here. I want to see proper drop and then we go. We need to see more of a drop, I think, the way euro dollar is right now. Yeah, I feel like we need to drop down here and then we push closer towards 1650. I hope that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, so maybe New York, to be fair, what could happen? We get the buying coming into play in NY. I wouldn't be buying from here. Okay, I think this is going to be a drop now. I think it's going to be a drop, which is good. As I said, for gold, this is great. Something like that. So yeah, wait, I think the drop is going to happen. And then we drive it to this area of liquidity here, these highs, look. Thursday, Friday highs. So yeah, that'd be nice. Salud. Salud. What's salud? Salud. What's that mean? Health. Salud means health in Spanish. I don't know if that's what you're saying. In other words, I see a setback in H4, but there is also a lot of upward pressure and there's no entry so far. Agreed. Yeah. Agreed. If you're talking about gold, definitely. I mean, yeah, even in euro dollar right now, there's near-term pullbacks on the cards, it looks like, before we get that push to the upside. So yeah, for me, for gold, keeping an eye on obviously this area of liquidity here at these highs, 46.25. If that doesn't hold, then a drastic $100 pullback close to that will present an opportunity. Okay, guys, if you're on a stream, don't be one of those guys on X be like, gold rally's over. Okay, nothing's changed. We stay informed. of the macros. The macros have not changed. It would just be technical flush out, technical pullback, correction. But that obviously correction presents opportunity. Yeah. Also means cheers. Ah, okay. In Spanish, Español. Masquerade. Angel speaks Spanish. I don't speak Español. I would like to speak Spanish though. What else? Guys, you're talking about yen pairs. I mean, I'm staying away from yen pairs. But as I said before, GJ, EJ, higher highs in motion. Look at these. Let me just explain. Weekly. We defend it like you see how we defended this range, this high-low structure. Wicked it, reversal candlestick, gone clear. This is going to push higher. Okay, yen is not a currency right now. You know how we're talking about safe haven Switzerland. Yen's not that. Because Japan are dealing with some inflation concerns now because of higher oil prices. Remember, their oil, the vast majority comes from the Middle East. Right? We searched this before. How much oil Japan imports Middle East? There you go. So this whole situation, look, 90%. This whole situation is damaging for Japan. So that's why I don't back JPY. And if they know if they try and raise rates in this economic, so there's arguably could be some concerns around stagflation with Japan. But if they go and rush to raise rates further, not good, basically. So their hands are tied as well. This could be going to uncharted territory. EJ's good. Look. And this is basically breaking out of a bullish bull flag. This is going to fly. Should we full pour it? Look at the structure there and the daily structure as well. Bullish. Higher, higher, low, higher, high. Breaking out of a bullish flag there as well if we go on the 1 hour. Oh, that looks super bullish. Look at that. I'm conscious I've frozen here. Have I frozen? No, I'm back. Yeah, look at that. 30-minute. Super bullish. This is just rip it. Same with GJ. Look, higher, high, higher, high. Look, higher, low. Carrying on to the upside. I mean, this is going to be drawn into next major area of liquidity up at these highs here. Can see where we want to go for GJ. Naturally, we're going to be magnetized there. As I just explained, the fundamentals are bearish with yen at the moment. As I said with euros, it's the same sort of thing. We're going to higher high right now. This is interest rate differentials. Rates in Japan are 1%. Rates in the UK are 3.75%. Higher low, higher high. Maybe drawn into 2020. Daily structure bullish. 4-hour structure bullish. It's just going to rip it. So yeah, the yen pairs look bullish. I'll be more bullish on GJ, EJ, AJ. AJ maybe? I haven't looked at AJ in a while, but yeah, same sort of thing. Yeah, all of these. NZD yen as well. But yeah, all yen pairs bullish. I like that look at that euro one, you know. Just looks like we're going to pop through, be drawn into up here. Be drawn into this layer of liquidity up here at 186. Got another maybe 80 pips, 70, 80 pips before we could be cautious of pullback. Looks good. Yeah, that's my view on yen anyway, guys. That's my view on yen. How do you back test fundamentals? Oh, we get this question a lot. What I would do, you've got your calendars, right? So this is, I have to do a whole video on this, guys. It's really, really long to explain. But once you have a framework to do it, then you've got it. But what I would suggest is you go, obviously, I don't know how you trade technically. Okay, I'd have to understand how you approach the market technically. But as I said before, go and pull the data. When you're doing your back testing, you know, for your technical strategy, go and pull high impact events. Okay, you can pull the data from trading economics. You can extract this data into, you know, your key data points into a CSV file. Do the same with Forex Factory, whatever, which one you want to use. And just check when you're looking to enter, check the high impact data points and understand how those high impact data points are impacting your entries, your room for potential entries, if the price is coming into your area of liquidity and then bouncing because of news or whatever. But then you have to understand as well, like if we're having high economic data points, we're having certain economic data points, what does that mean for the central bank's decisions as well? Guys, so I'll have to do it for a whole video, to be honest. It's not something that I'm just going to sit here and talk about because it'll take me a while. But yeah, Joe here.
Hello.
How you doing, baby boy?
Hey, baby boy.
Morning. How you feeling this fine Monday?
Mate, so fresh, so good.
Yeah?
I feel amazing. Honestly, I feel amazing.
Oh, good, bro.
Yeah.
And you? White t-shirt gang today?
Do you know what, bro? I always like to do this. So I come on and just watch the stream for about 2 minutes before I jump on. And whatever you're wearing, I just match it because slay, you know?
Well, not when you're wearing your vest.
No, that's just that's a special occasion, that is. Morning, traders. How is everybody? Morning. Morning, Neon. Morning, Peter. Morning, Juka.
Yeah, it's just right now. It's a typical Monday morning, bro. Not really.
Is it really?
The only thing I'm in these silver longs at the moment. Bit of a swing position, but I'm waiting for pullbacks on EU and gold for some longs there, but not too much here at the moment.
Traders, what are we doing when we're waiting for a trade? What do you guys do? I'm interested. Me, I'm a chess guy. So when I'm waiting for a trade, I'll smash a game of chess. But what do you guys do? What's your go-to? Best duo. You hear that, Ken? Best duo.
Love. Much love, guys. Much love. Make sure you're hitting that like and subscribe button for us, though, when you're coming into this stream. Much love, guys. Joe.
Yes.
You want to show what you got going on? I'm just going to quickly bathroom and stuff.
Yes. Of course. Morning, guys. Sorry, I'm just getting into it as well, but morning, everybody. Right. Guys, we had a few trades on Friday, if you remember, but our entries were pretty pants. They weren't great, and I said to you guys, you know, we were getting like 1-to-1s. I think the only good entry was EJ, and we finally hit that TP, you know, back end of yesterday. But gold, we were looking for a gold trade as we had that signal. We had that advertising box in this region. I told you guys that we also had a confirmation, which was this candle right here. But I told you traders, we had a pants entry. Our entry sucked. What did we get? Literally a 1-to-1. And I said, if you guys are going to enter this, then enter it very, very small, because, you know, we don't really want to be risking this occasionally. Sorry, we want to be risking this occasionally. We don't want to be risking this all the time. But this was the entry on gold. But the trade that was spicy, the nice entry, was EJ. And if we go back and show you guys, we were looking for this short. Ken, what did you trade on Friday? Because I want to calculate our pip counter. What was it? What did you enter? What were you trading? Is he gone? He's gone. Okay. Anyway, so traders, EJ. Now, if I invert the charts, what was I looking for? Again, I got that confirmation box in this region right here, right? And then I got the confirmation from this wick, okay? Now, we were looking for two targets, and I said, watch out on this first target, but both targets needed to be taken out. Now, first target was above this high, and then secondary target was above this high. Entry was here, sort of ranged. Of course, it was Friday, guys. So it was either going to go or just do nothing until Sunday night. That's exactly what we did. Came up, took the LQ, and now we're going back sideways. So look, EJ, GJ was from last week, but EJ was that trade, and gold. That was the only two trades that we had. EN, sorry. Right, I'm actually going to clean my charts now. Now that we've gone through that, let me just write that down. What was EJ? EJ was 43. And gold was 240. Cool. All right, let's clean our charts, guys. I like to do this every week, but I haven't been doing it. It's because I'd like to have a reference. Let's remove. Remove. Okay. What do we have for today? So I was just eyeballing Euro New Zealand dollar. If we go to the main chart, I was looking at this region right here. This is telling me that we're accumulating sellers. You know, this is like the perfect structure for me traders. What have we got? We got a downwards trend. Now, big difference between this pullback and this pullback. Why? Because we got wicks, we got doji candles. Traders, you know that I'm looking for doji candles, which is this candle right here. So we can draw a box around this region and look for this. Okay, and if you're placing your stop losses, where are you going to place them? First target above here, secondary target above there. So 2, 1. Where are their targets? Oh, it's a big target down here. Okay. Now, when we got a big target, that is kind of a problem because it means that we can come down a lot further than we'd like to. So, you know, we may end up coming all the way down to sort of 1.95 and then coming all the way up to 19819, where the LQ is. But the point is we won't hit TP until we come down and breach 194,386. Yeah. So we'll look for our entries a little bit later on this, but this is, you know, clearly we're creating that lower structure. High, low, low. Now it looks like we're just pulling back to then create this next move towards the downside. We know the targets are 194,386. We can mark that out. TP. And we've got our stop losses there. But ideally, we don't need to wait for it to come down this much. Can just break the low, break, retest, look for some selling here, and then we come up. All right. That's one pair that I'm looking at this morning. Ken, I was asking, you back?
Yeah, I'm back, my baby boy. I'm back.
My man,
you
got to stop calling me that. You got to stop calling me that.
Well, baby boy, what's wrong with it?
Baby, it seems a bit fruity, lad.
Me and Angel,
it seems a bit fruity.
Angel and I called each other baby boy. What's wrong?
Lad, it seems a bit fruity.
No, bro, I am well and truly secure in my sexuality. If I want to call you baby boy and not feel a type of way about it, I'm going to do it. All right?
All right.
Now pick up the soap.
All right. All right. All right. All right. We'll accept it. So you call Angel baby? Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, baby angel cakes. Baby angel cakes.
Oh, you added cakes with Angel. Goodness me. Goodness me.
Oh no. Bro, so what's hot on your watch list this week? Are you looking at Euro dollar longs after the pullback?
Euro dollar longs? Are you trying to make me because you're looking at that?
No, you just had Euro up, so.
No, EN. Ian Babsky. No,
play.
you were looking for that pullback, weren't you, on EU?
Yeah, I watch you for this. Yeah, exactly. But now you see how we've got all that liquidity there around sort of where we're at now, basically. I want to see that getting taken out.
Okay, so this low.
Yeah, I want to see this being taken out. I think we're going to take it out really, really nicely, to be honest. I think we're going to see a bit of a drop for euro. Yeah. Even that one to the left, that further down there. Yeah, exactly. So once we take out all this, I'm going to look at longs. Yeah, that looks nice.
Okay.
Looks nice. What do you think? What's your view on that? Does that have interest?
Yeah, so this is looking very bearish from my perspective. We got the high, we got the low, we've just broken structure below this low, break and retest. Price looks like it's gonna push towards the upside. We got rejection, triple top, rejected the triple top, came back down, broke the structure of the triple top, and then now, as you can see, we're coming towards the upside. So minimum LQ 116.685.
Okay, yeah.
And then we can come, it looks as if we're possibly going to come also to 116.586.
Yeah. Okay, that looks nice. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Bro,
But do you see,
sorry.
do you see
Sorry,
this?
carry on.
Do you see this though? Do you see the structure? It's crispy, man. Break a structure there.
Yeah.
Triple top. Lower high. Lower low. Break and retest. And then we shoot up, take the LQ. What were you going to ask? Why do I invert my charts?
Yeah, I know I've asked you this so many times, but why do you do it?
Mate, bro, every single week I must get this like 6 or 7 times.
I forgot. Why is it you do it?
Okay, I like to look at one perspective, right? If I'm looking for sellers, I like to look at only one structure. So I'm always looking for this. If I have to look for another structure, it looks like this, and I'm looking for buyers, and I have to see advertisements here. So I teach my brain to only look at one thing, which is sellers.
Okay, understood. Yeah.
Right? So if it was this, I would have to be, if I was expecting liquidity to be towards the downside, as we are here, I'd have to be looking for buying structure. But I don't want to do that. I want to teach my brain to look at only for selling structure. For sellers.
Right. It makes sense. Okay, fair play. Fair play, brother.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Joe, you know, years ago, right? So years ago, my slogan was "Stay lit,
Freak
baby."
FX.
Yeah, during those days, it's "Stay lit, baby," and look, I'm going to show you. I put it up on the weekend. My "Stay lit, baby" sign. Look, I'm going to show you. See if you be able to see. It's like a massive sign. It says "Stay lit, baby." Stay, lit, baby.
Is that new?
No. So that I've showed you before. Remember my old office in Hackney Wick? So basically, I had it since those days. And anyway, I've had it's been in the garage for a long time. So I just decided to put it up. And for anyone that doesn't know why, like my slogan used to be "Stay lit, baby," because it was like, you know, I've gone through times when during obviously when I was. It wasn't necessarily, it was the corporate world, but I felt down. I went through a period of like just being down during my tail end of being in the corporate world. And as soon as I got out of that and then managed to, to self-sustain myself, I had this say of like, let me stay lit, baby. Let me stay lit. Like, let me stay positive. Let me stay bullish. Let me stay upbeat. Because I knew that dark place that I'd been. That's why I had that saying. That's why stay lit, baby.
Whoa. Why do you do it in the high-pitched voice?
I don't know.
Ooh.
I don't know, but it has meaning behind it,
Do it again.
Oh,
do it again.
Boy. What the skra?
Stay lit. Yeah.
Stay lit, baby. Skra.
But it's like this, isn't it?
Yeah, stay lit, baby.
Hey, come on, guys. Ken, what's that one behind you?
This one says macro desk. Because this is the macro desk, isn't it? This is the macro desk. Yeah, bro, you can't really see it properly on this camera because, well, I've tried to set up. I need to call you actually after because remember that wire you told me to get so I can plug in my camera. I vacuumed it up like a couple of weeks ago, so I bought another one, but I don't think it's the right lead, so I'm gonna have to show you after.
Wait, why are you plugging it in directly?
No, so I'm using like this HDMI thing, but I'm using USB-C to HDMI and then plugging in the HDMI from my computer into that port.
Mm-hmm.
But before, I'm sure you showed it before. I'm sure it's HDMI one, like a HDMI.
I think it can be USB-C. I think it can be, but yeah.
I don't know why it's not working then. Oh well, it's fine.
Anyway, it looks cool, man. It looks very cool.
Yeah, bro.
Guys, just a quick one. I've got confirmation on GU for hourly shorts. Is it? What is this? Don't want to confuse it. Yeah, hourly shorts. Okay, structurally, we created this high. We created this lower high, but we broke structure above this previous high. Let me just go back and mark this out. Now it's kind of hard to see because this market opens kind of ruining it. But what I do see is if we come off of this region, which is very, very clear, we've got a rejection. Sorry, where's the fill tool here? Okay, all right, look at this. Okay, so bounce, 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 broke above this high. We came down, retested this high. Again, what we're always looking for is something like this. And then we created the high. Now we've just created this miniature. This was the market open, right? So it doesn't really count as a break of structure, so to say, because we've broken this structure from the open of the Asian session, but we closed above and broke this high. Now I'm seeing early morning coming into the London session is that we've got orders accumulating towards the upside. So we've created the advertisement to create the liquidity below this low, which is hard to see, traders, because of this open Asian candle. But I do see that we have buys in this region. I've got my confirmation on the hourly, and then, sorry, the signal on the hourly, and then the confirmation on the 15-minute, which is this candle right here. Okay. Kind of just missed this entry, unfortunately. I'd like to see this come up. If we can come up. Sorry?
No, I was going to say, I love how someone in the comment, just while you're doing that, AP Trade says, let Joel break it down too, so we do not get liquidated. So you're Mr. Liquid Man, aren't you? Mr. Liquidity Man. He is the liquidity man.
It's true. Traders are getting both sides of the story.
Yeah.
So GU traders, this will be my entry. We've broken this low now. If we can come back up, close above this previous high, this will give some confidence to traders that are looking for the next. If you look at the 4-hour, it's clear that we're anticipating a push towards the upside. Clear push towards the upside. We can actually come down to this low. Interesting. I'd look actually for 135902, and that gives us a much better entry. I think I'll go for this, traders. Look, what I like to do is a trick. Okay. What I like to do is this. Let me get another chart. I like to do this. Ken, how am I, by the way? Am I lagging at all?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. Yeah, a little bit you are lagging.
Traders, is it okay? Is it understandable?
Oh, you can hear.
You guys
no,
see?
your audio's not lagging at all. Your audio's not lagging at all. Just you a little bit behind, but you're all good now.
And my charts.
Audio's fine. Yeah, all good.
Traders, can I get some feedback, please? Can I get some feedback on that?
Go on, bro.
Yes.
Look at the trade. Let's go.
Yeah. So the trick I like to do on GU, I mean, I wish I could do it, but essentially, whenever we gap, I always expect or imagine that this candle opens here. So if this candle had opened here, what would have this move created? A higher high. Right, so let's take this, drag this up here, and imagine that we didn't gap as much as we did, but we opened exactly as, like we've just taken this candle structure right here, we've copied, we've pasted it, and we've pasted it right here where, you know, Sunday's candle closed. So if we got this structure, this looks very clean for 1, 2, something like this. So we're constantly creating higher highs, and then now we've created this level of advertisements in this region, which is what we look for, traders. If I invert the chart, that's what we're looking for. Yeah, every single day we're looking for this. And then liquidity is what? Built above this high, and we want to see liquidity being taken out, right? But that's not happened. That's happened, but with a gap. So we're still looking for that same move up here, but we're looking for it down here. So I was saying about, because we've got a bigger target on this, we have a potential that we come down to this low. I mean, I'd really monitor this. I'd be a bit skeptical when we come down to these 3 lows. So we've got 1, 2, 3. We've got these 3 lows here, but ultimately our target is here. So I'm going to target the lowest low, which will give me a better, it's still not great. Okay, 2 to 1. Oh, that's still not great, guys.
Why is that not great?
2 to 1.
Risk reward. Wait, what's your minimum? What's your minimum risk reward?
My minimum risk reward is a 1 to 1, but
right.
Entry wise.
Oh, okay.
Entry wise, I know that we can quite easily come up and break this high, which will give me a better entry here quite easily. But again, it was the same with EJ. Oh, I've deleted it now. It was the same with EJ traders that we were looking at last week. The likelihood of it just going is very high, but the entry on this is not great. So what I probably will do to keep myself safe is break my position down into into multiple trades. So first is a 1.2 to 1, and then I'm gonna add at the break of this high. You like that, Ken? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to add another position here, traders. So, for example, this is what I'm going to do. If I usually use 5 lots per trade, I'm going to enter 1 lot. And this trade, I will use 4. So I'm in my 5 lots here. But this is what I'm looking for. I want to see 1, 3, 5, 8, 9, 8, 8, 9, which is the same as what Ken's looking for on EJ, EU. There it is, Ken. It's gone. It's gone.
Yeah. This is good. I'm sexy about this, to be honest. I'm really sexy about this. Come on.
It's gone. It's clearing any buyers. Good. I think we can come down, Ken. Look at this.
Yeah, 100%. Of course we can.
3. Yeah.
This is it. This is grab emotion, baby boy. You better believe it.
Yeah, this is Krispy Kreme, bro. This is good. Come on.
Creams.
Come on.
Do you know what I like to look up as well? Outside of that, I'm looking at Euro Yen longs because someone asked me to break down yens, and it's made me really, really attracted to these Euro Yen longs right now.
Just before you do, traders, if you're on Ken's stream, come over to E8, like it. If you're on E8 stream, go over to Ken's and like it. Okay.
Hey,
thank you so much.
Come on, cuff. Come on, cars. Just looking at these Euro Yen longs as it goes. I like these actually.
Yeah.
Just looking 4 hour. Actually, I don't need to stop to be that wide. Let me just share my screen quickly a moment. This is going to be my last breakdown, guys, because I'm going to have to shoot in a moment. But let me just quickly switch to my minute. So, oh, I've cut off. There we go. I'm back. So remember before we were speaking about Euro top down, this isn't the trade yet. So top down, obviously we are incredibly bullish right now. As I said, Japan's in a bit of a dirty situation right now because obviously it gets all its oil, 90% of its oil from the Middle East. So there's worries there about potential, slowdown in growth, so on and so forth. Prices rising too much, but they won't want to raise rates at the moment. So anyway, we had this reversal candlestick. We had a sweep of liquidity there, higher low, and now we're structured to the upside there for Euro JPY. Really nice. You can just see the high highs, the high lows, and it's like clockwork as well, where we get this. If you look on the 4 hour, right, where we've been having this grab of liquidity and continuation, grab of liquidity, continuation, grab of liquidity, continuation, grab of liquidity, continuation. Get the point? So if we go down to the 1 hour moment, we've got this pullback structure where we're pulling back for the higher low, right? Where we have been, where we've got the lower highs, lower lows here, higher low here on the higher time frame, and then continuation and break of this pullback structure here. On the 30-minute, we've broken the Asian range, which is nice. We've taken out liquidity and we've got a bit of a retest. So I'm just watching it. It's a retest on two things, right? It's a retest of the liquidity of the Asian range high, but it's also a retest of this pullback structure that we're forming, this flag. If we go down to the 15-minute, I'm currently monitoring this reversal. So I would like to see reversal candlestick, should I say, here. And then like a bullish candle just to confirm, okay, we've broken that, we've retested that, and now we're looking for a continuation. So I'm just monitoring the long at this region here for a continuation. So if we get this reversal candlestick looking nice, bullish engulfing, I'll look at running these longs into this next area of liquidity. To be fair, I'll place my stops just below the Asian range low. So I'll leave a bit of breathing room down there. I mean, if we start coming back into this, it'll just be a big fake out anyway, and then it'll just carry on south before it goes north. But that would be the trade for me. And then if you go, targets are just in a run up to this zone here. As you can see, potential, to be fair, I'd probably be a little bit more conservative. I'll give up RR on that 1.7s. So yeah, something like this would be nice. So I'm just monitoring that right now for EJ longs. Yeah. Yeah, it looks nice, to be fair. Yeah, but to be fair, I might, if we do get that reversal candlestick and that bullish engulfing, I don't think I'll need to leave breathing room below the Asian range low. If we start coming down there again, then it'll just be like, whatever, game over. But I think once we get that bullish engulfing, I'll even tighten up my stop, to be fair. So we're trying, look, you see that retest right now, it's holding at the moment, but I want another 15-minute just to confirm that. And then we'll run those longs. So that's it really from me. That's it from Daddy-O. 86.
Thank you, Don Pablo. We love you, my man.
All right, traders. Enjoy the rest of your session. I will be back as per normal tomorrow. By the way,
as per usual.
As per usual. I'll speak to you after. But yeah, anyway, guys, bless up, and I'll catch you in a bit.
Are you off?
Yeah, I'm going now.
All right, again. See you soon.
See you in a bit, man. Bless up.
See you, man. All right, traders, let's run through it. Let's run through what we've got for this week. So GU, is the trade. I haven't entered this. Let me enter it. Let me enter this one. So yeah, the entry on this I don't like because I can't enter a decent lot size on it, but it's a trade. It is a clear trade. Two things just to watch, traders, with this. We enter. Okay. So is 13779 and TP is 135889. 13889. Okay. All right. One thing to watch with this, traders, is once we've breached below this low, LQ's technically taken. Okay, and then we've got 3 extra targets. Now, my ultimate target, and I think we're going to come down to it, to be honest, but my ultimate target will be, 135,890. But we could stop at any of these points. I think, look, as this is so bunched up, there's no point coming all the way down just to take one. We might as well take all of them, but I definitely close some of your entries at 136,600. Okay, I definitely do that. And if we come up, fantastic. Now this is a real trade. So if we come up, break above, close above this high, this is where we can get a nice entry from. Like I said, I'm going to be scaling up, dollar cost averaging my entry. So if we come back up, break above these highs, that tells me that that is just going to be a slam of the century, which we could get between now and the New York session. And then New York session 3-4 UK time is when we could see the break towards the downside. But chances are we are just going to go. We're just going to break. But let's go through what we have for today. So XAU USD, 4-hour chart, we're breaking towards the upside. We've not really had any pullbacks or any strong pullbacks. But are we still creating selling? Yes, we are. Okay. We've got our signal in this region. LQ above the high. Do we have any more liquidity regions? Yeah. We have this high, and this high. So we have 3 potential targets, but only if we start accumulating on the 4-hour. We need to see 4-hour selling. We can't use a 50-minute signal to target a 4-hour high. We have to be using a 4-hour high, a 4-hour chart, get a signal, get some accumulating, get advertising on the 4-hour chart in order to get targets. So if we close as a wick on this candlesticks, we've got 2 hours. If we close as a wick here, what are we going to do? We're going to come up as long as we get confirmation on the hourly. So 1 doji on the hourly, and then confirmation doji on the 4-hourly. That will give us our move up towards 4718. But as we are looking at price now, we've got 1 signal here. High time frame. Do we have confirmation? Yes, we did. Look at that, guys. Look at that. Look at that. So confirmation wick doji right here. 50-minute, very, very nice. So what am I telling you guys? That we got selling here. Okay. So price looked like it was going to go short. Possibly come down towards this low where a stop loss is above this high. It's not a massive target, but it's a trade. Did we break the 5-minute? Yeah. And we broke 5-minute structure. So what I would have loved to have seen is something like this, and then come up, take out that OQ, and the market is neutralized. What did we get? Pretty much exactly that. Exactly that. So now, do we have any accumulating or advertisements? No, no wicks. 5-minute. Nope, nothing. We've actually just broken this high. So structurally, we've got this low. Not really a triple bottom, but yeah, we've clearly rejected this region, then broken this high. Possibly we got some buying on this triple bottom. Where's LQ? Below this low, we've just come and taken it out. So market's pretty neutral. We need to see advertising either towards the upside or towards the downside. Likelihood is we are creating buying here, but we haven't broken this 15-minute. No. No, 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 no. No. Are we rejecting this low? Okay. Okay. Yeah, ideally, I mean, this is not giving us a signal, but this is what I do see. We've got rejections from this region. Price looks like it's going to come up. Does not go up. It comes down, rejects this high, pushes up, doesn't break the high. If we'd broken the high, that would have been better. Possibly 5-minute break, yes. Okay, likelihood is we've got this as our wick for today. This low here, 4.608 traders for gold. I don't see liquidity being towards the upside. So LQ below this low. It's not a trade, but from the structure that we're getting, I would say the likelihood is we're going to push towards the downside. So we can check and see what happens tomorrow. I'm sure it's going to make sense. Something like this, right? That's gold. Euro USD. So Ken's just been going through this. I have a very, very similar bias. Structurally, again, I don't like this. I don't like this. I remember talking to you guys on Friday. We were in this region on Friday, and it was sort of mixed signals, okay? We had got buying, we got some selling, we got these triple tops, 1, 2, 3. We then broke this low. The likelihood was that, yeah, we were going to come take out this high. But it looks like we've made a equal high here. We've got an equal high. Okay, we just broken it. 5-minute. Yeah, this is pants. This is not good. Anyway, this is a bit messy. It's definitely a bit messy, but see, this is what scares me about us coming too low, because now price looks really, really bearish, right? We have got a double top on the hourly, kind of. It's not perfect, but we kind of do. We've got rejections around this region. 50-minute, we've got the same. Okay, we've got a clear double top on the 15-minute and quadruple top on the 15-minute. Now, as a trader, if I sold from this region off of that signal, my target's going to be this low. I'm going to take profit at this low. So on the other side is that we've got 1, 2, 3, almost 4. That's a wick. So we're creating higher highs. We've created a double rejection, and we've got a triple rejection. Now this to me looks bullish, but what has changed for the traders that are buying is that we've got now this break of structure. Okay, that's the ultimate change that we're seeing, is we've got the break of structure. So what we could see is a pullback now. We come retest these lows at 116,730. Look as if we're coming towards the downside, and then that creates liquidity above these highs, and then maybe even not wick these guys out at break even. So if you sold here, chances are you've placed your trade at break even. So what would be great, we came back up, wick these guys out, and then it can do whatever it wants to do. I don't think it's gonna, I don't know, it could continue up, but this is the psychology that I'm seeing on EU. Is this making sense, guys? I know I look at the markets completely different to many other traders, but does this make sense, what I'm looking at and why I'm looking at it? Because it makes sense to me, and I like to understand the why behind the markets. You know, why is it going to come up here? What's the reasoning for that? Does it make sense? Yes, it does. We've looked at it, we've understood it, and it makes sense from both sides, by the way. And now we've just got a change in structure. The question is does it make sense to now come down here? It does, but it's likely that we're going to come up first, based on what we're looking at, based on how we're perceiving the market. So yeah, that's EU traders. That's EU. I'm really excited to look at this tomorrow now, to update you guys on it tomorrow, because we can see the full picture. You guys have understood today what's happening today, but tomorrow you'll be able to see the full picture, and we can break it down and explain, oh, it's because we got this break and we got this advertisement and we created the liquidity here instead. But this is what I would be looking at. All right. And we got the same perspective on gold. We understand, okay, we've got break of structure. What is created after a break of structure? Buyers, sellers, whatever we see, we know that things are created after we get breaks. Then we get a retest. Okay, what's happening off this retest? Traders are maybe looking for the next push towards the upside. What would that create the masses to do? It would create them, it would cause them to buy from this region. But then we've got an opposing signal, which is, oh, we've got a double top on the 5 minute, or sorry, on the 50 minute, but then on the 5 minute and the 1 minute, we've got a broken structure. So what does that mean for us? We can just perceive what we see. And that is a triple bottom and a rejection from this region, right? So we're looking at the probability, the likelihood is that we're going to break towards the downside rather than price continue towards the upside based on this structure. So let's move forward to GU. Now, GU is the only clear signal that I've got. Why? Because we've got the doji. Now we got a break below 1.36183. Sorry, we're looking for the break below 1.36183. I've gone through this structure. Again, very similar to everything else. We've got a rejection from these highs. We've got a break towards the upside. And then we've got some equal lows. It's not too clear, but we've got rejections from this region. What advertisements, if I may ask? What is advertisements, if I may ask? Okay. Advertisements is what makes you want to buy or sell. That's what I'm talking about. So the same reason why you buy, why you go to McDonald's to buy your burger is the same reason why you enter the markets. Now, stay with me because it sounds confusing. But look, if you're on TV, if you're watching TV and then an advertisement comes on this beautiful cheeseburger that looks perfect, it's going to make you want to go out and buy that cheeseburger because you fancy it. And if McDonald's are running ads over and over again about this beautiful Big Mac, at some point your brain is going to be like, do you know what? I fancy that I've been looking at on TV. It's the same principle, right? So we're being advertised all the time from everything from crypto to stocks to Forex to buy and sell from certain regions based on our ideology. So if I see, look, let me go to another chart. Chart 2. Is this the same? No. Chart. Okay, let this load. I don't want that chart. Chart 3. Where's the music on? Okay. So look. Let's do it here. Okay, so traders, I'm perceiving the markets. I've woken up and I'm perceiving the markets. It could be anywhere in the world. I am looking at this and I'm seeing, okay, we've broken towards the upside now, and you know we've created this region right here. Okay, this was previous resistance, which we've now broken through. Okay, I can see, right, we've had 1 rejection, 2 rejections. Okay, this seems to be some sort of resistance. But look, price has broken through it. And in price breaking through it, that makes me think we've already been in an upwards trend. So why would it not continue? And we're also rejecting previous regions where prices failed to reject through. We've now created support from it, and we've got 1, 2, 3. So this is telling me, look, we've broken towards a high. We've got 3 rejections from this region. Price looks like it's going to continue towards the upside. So I'm going to say, I'm going to enter a long position. I don't know where my target is, but it's going to be a high or a low. Let's say it's this high. This high looks good. Or it could even be this high. Either way, I want to see the next zone being taken out based on the structure that I'm seeing. So we place our entries here. Stop loss could be here. We could even target this high, right? 2 to 1. We're going to target this high. Stops below this low. Structure looks very clear towards the upside. Let's play and see what happens. Okay, strong. First target got taken out, or a target got taken out. Are we going to go for the second target? Well, look, we've got another rejection. So the same thing that happened here is the same thing happening here. We've got a pushed price kind of failed to break through it. We came up strong, retested it. Price is just going to continue up towards my target now. Again, we're in an upwards trend. What are we expecting to see? Price continue up. What is it doing? The complete opposite, traders, right? So we're advertised to trade in a certain direction. We place our entries in a certain place. And we're looking for our targets to be taken out. And then price takes our stop losses. So that's why I'm saying we're being advertised, because we are based on the structure that we're seeing, we look as if we're going to be trading in a certain direction, and then it goes in the complete opposite, right? That's, yeah, you. That's something I did. I mean, we can go through this so much. But the best thing is to do is just to watch this happening every single day. Come into the streams and watch this happen every single day. Like, you'll see it from the first time that I started streaming with you guys. I've been saying the same thing over and over again, but I've been calling trades. I've been showing you guys. I've been explaining the reasons why, the explanations why, what I typically look for, what's my entry, what's my target, why I look for the masses TPs, why I look for the masses stop losses, and price just comes to these zones like it's a magnet. That's just how it works. So yeah, let's see. I don't want to leave this on the chart because we're going to come back tomorrow and it's going to look like I've hit SL. Actually, no, because I've got it on here. I've got our entry on here. So let's leave that. So let's look at both perspectives. Let's do that. We can do it on one chart, actually. GU. Oops. Yeah. Main. Let's go hourly. This might be helpful for you guys to see, actually. We can look at both perspectives. Okay, so this would be our side. This is what we're looking for, and this is what the masses are looking for, based on what we've built. Higher high, higher high. Yes, we broke towards the downside, but this is a break of structure. This is a break of structure, but it doesn't matter because we've got this. We've just rejected this. So you need to see it. You need to see it from both sides, traders. You need to see it from both sides. But yes, 13600 looks like a beast of a zone for liquidity. A beast of a zone. Yeah. I'm in this, guys. I am in this. In this. Okay, let's move forward, traders. Right. Aussie dollar. What are we seeing on this? Right. I see nothing really at the moment on the hourly. 4 hourly, we're obviously in an upwards trend. 15-minute. And traders, ask me questions, by the way. I'm not scared to answer questions. I'm secure in what I look for. I'm secure in what I know and how long I've been trading this for. You know? Right. Aussie dollar. Let's see if we get some rejections from this low here. What we could see, something like this, pullback, or we could just break straight through. We've got lows down here that haven't been taken out. Stop losses. But we need to see some accumulation here. We could get a wick. We could get a doji candle right there. No 5 minute signal yet. Okay, I'm gonna leave AU. I just don't like the structure that we've got here. I don't like this. It's maybe a trade later on in the week, but for now we're more than occupied with the rest of the majors, GU, EU, and gold. All right, yens seem to have moved. I see a signal here, potentially. Yeah, doji. So a box of advertisements ending in a doji. Do we get a confirmation on this? Not really, traders. Not really, but structurally, going to the hourly. Yeah, I haven't liked yens for a while, actually. I just don't like what price it really is not nice at the moment. It's the first time I've been like this for yens as well. I really don't like even this, traders. It wasn't, I don't know what's wrong with yens at the moment, but they've not been great this entire year. We've found trades, of course, but structurally, it's just, I don't know. They're not moving great this year. Don't know why it's so choppy and strange. Anyway. Thoughts on EJ? We've I think EJ's. Oh, okay. EJ looks a bit better. All right, so we created a high. We created a swing low. Rejected from this region. Good. Okay, that looks very, very bearish. Broke this low. Again, looks bearish, or creating these these traders looking for this continuation towards the downside. We then came up from these traders that sold this region. So any traders that sold this breakout after seeing the structure we've just marked out got taken out here with this high, and then we came strong move towards the downside. Beautiful. So again, these traders that were looking for this breakout here, it ended up being created here. Ironically, it had to come up before we pushed back down. Now we continued that structure because yes, we got a wick there, but we got the close on the hourly towards the downside here. We got a little swing high. We got rejection from this region. So 1, 2, break towards the downside. Looks like we're going to break out again. What does price do? Come back up towards the upside. So if this high hasn't been taken out, yeah, it has. So this is what I would be looking for, Peter. I'd be looking for this high to be taken out, but we've already taken it out. So created selling right here, took out OQ. Then we got a big move towards the downside. We took out this wick, lower swing high, broke the low. And what have we done? Came up, taking out this high. So we're advertising, taking out liquidity, advertising, taking out liquidity. Same thing over and over again, traders. We're looking at this every day, every single day. Yeah. So EJ's done for me. Fear of selling. No. We did break the low. And what about what did the 4 hour look like? Okay, this makes a lot of sense now. Of why we continued seeing that selling. We created the high, we created this low, swing high, lower swing high, broke this low. 4 hour structure still looks very bearish. Now, if we're going to continue up to take out this high at 86.05, we need to really see a wick. So we need to see this candle in the next 35 minutes, which I doubt is going to do. Either close a double top here, and then we should see the next 4 hour candle being bearish, which we could create more selling, ultimately creating that liquidity up above this region. And that's why we come up and take out that high. So that's EJ, Peter. That is EJ. That's what I'd be looking for. But again, we can see what happens on it tomorrow. But that is my perspective for it today. Yeah. I would expect it to come down a little bit now, but between now and the New York session. But keep your eyes peeled. GJ. Okay, we've got a signal here. We've got a signal, but no confirmation. 4 hour. This looks a bit messy. I'm gonna invert this chart. Okay, GJ, right, if we're gonna see a reversal, we want to see a close below this low. So we want to see price breaking below this, some sort of confirmation that we are going to potentially continue towards the downside. Now on the hourly, on 50-minute, on the micro scale, I want to see break, retest, something like this. Okay, on the hourly perspective. For hourly, we just want to see a break. We've got high, candle closed in this region, broke towards the downside. Yeah, so ideally that's what I'd want to see. If we want to see price continue towards the downside, which seems to be more so the structure that we're getting, so sorry, continue to the inverted downside or towards the upside, we want to see a 30-minute close at this region, next candle being a little bit bullish, potentially the New York, and then Asian session would come and rock towards the downside. I've got a huge target on this. Massive. But look, we're getting rejections already. We broke this low, but could be getting rejections here. Break above this high, and then we come down. I don't know. Joe, what's your win rate like? It varies, man. It varies because, like, I'll get taken out at I'll get my stop loss taken out, but then I'll what was it? I think it was gold, or I can't remember the trade, but I entered the trade, we got stopped out, and then I re-entered. It was gold. So that's what will happen a lot of the time. But yeah, I would say probably around 50s. Okay. Right, G8 just broken towards the upside. Hourly, not much on GA. We're gonna leave this. We've broken towards the upside. It's at a weird place right now. We haven't broken to the upside, created a break and retest and started to continue towards the upside. No, we've broken above, came back down. We're just in a weird space. 4 hourly, 1 hour. Yeah. I don't even like this. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, it doesn't even look like we're gonna push down or push up. Pants. I don't like it. Let's move forward. Euro New Zealand. Again, same structure here. Broke towards the upside. Let's remove this. So I broke towards the upside. Now what we could see, actually, this is better. Let's mark this out. Okay, strong break towards the upside. We've just printed a wick on that 4-hour break. I'm going to wait for a confirmation on this, traders. We've got a low here. Okay, yeah. So we did go through this at the beginning. Right, selling here, traders. Price looks like it's going to continue. We've got the 4-hour perspective, which is that we printed a high here. We've just rejected that. Can we get a little bit of selling? Yes, we've got 3-4 rejections in this region. I want to see a doji. So this candle right here being created on the 50-minute. That will give me my confirmation. No, this needed to close green, but it didn't. So yeah, doji on this, traders. Target is this high, 195816, and that is our entry. So wait for this one, traders. EN. Are you gonna stream on New York as well? No, I'm not. No, I just stream London. But I'll update you guys tomorrow on all of these. Just watch out for this, guys. It's really simple. Look, I want to see this. I want to see this, okay? my entry on EN. I just need to see a doji on the 15-minute. Something like this, around this region. If I see that, wait for a little pullback, maybe break these lows, and then we come up and take out this high. Yeah, but this is what I'm looking for, traders. That is what I'm looking for sure. I'm going to keep an eye on Euro New Zealand. GU, we're going. GU, we're moving. Okay, so we're coming down, traders, on EU. We're coming down. We still don't have to take out this low, but we are coming down. We didn't get a break and retest, but we are coming down. Interesting. This could just dump, actually. I'm just wary of this triple top. It's just very clear. I mean, okay, 15-minute we broke it, but still makes sense to create some selling. Still does make sense. Guys, ask me some questions before I go, traders. Anything about today, anything about my strategy, what I'm looking for, why I'm looking for it, how I started looking for it. Any questions? We know what we're looking for today. Guys, we appreciate leaving likes, please. Please leave some likes before you go. Okay. All right, guys, I'm going to call it. I'll see you all tomorrow. You know what I'm looking for. EN, GU. Again, EU. Let's see what happens. Gold. Gold makes sense to drop as well, traders. Gold makes sense. Yeah. Okay, that's it, traders. It's been a pleasure. I'll see you all tomorrow. Can I end the stream?